City volunteers in Mozambique hold two-day training courses for local volunteers. A family with a physically challenged child received an electric bed and spiritual support from city volunteers. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In the aftermath of Cyclone Idai, Mozambique is in need of reconstruction. Local volunteers are holding tea gatherings to recruit young volunteers. A volunteer training camp was held for 2 days.
Whether it is in the plaza or under trees, everyone listens attentively to the speakers.
With regard to the 5 poisons, I heard there was suspicion, jealousy, anger, and selfishness.
I
want to tell you about the 4 magic soup. It has improved my relationship with my mom.
From Buddhism to Tzu Chi's culture, these people absorb everything they hear. Mozambique needs young people for reconstructions after Cyclone Idai.
The volunteer spirit is asking nothing in return. It's like you helping your neighbors or friends.
It's just like we see our family members. You want to put medicine.
144 people attended the training this time. The venue may seem crude, but the volunteers use anything they have for training. Rocks on the ground are used to simulate a distribution. The volunteers also emphasize the importance of being grateful, respecting, and loving to needy people. These new members will help promoting Tzu Chi in Mozambique.
Tzu Chi Thailand Chapter has initiated a work relief program inviting refugees to translate DaAi dramas. One of the Thai refugees is Abdollah, who has been inspired to do good deeds. Meanwhile, Abdus, who teaches at an international school, was also volunteer with his students. Turning on the video, one can see that Persian is one of the language choices. Abdollah Faniran has translated DaAi drama through a work for relief program. He feels a sense of achievement.
How many countries they can understand this language?
Iran, and some people of mostly Iran.
Mostly Iran.
Mostly translating, helping me improving my English also.
Too.
Really improve my English. It was very good.
This job gave him income and allowed him to get to know Tzu Chi. At Tzu Chi Thailand Chapter's free clinic, he volunteers as an interpreter.
I want to learn to give more and more to help people, and I want to learn it from the beginning. So if in the future I have more money, I can donate more and more.
Meanwhile, a Pakistani, Abdus, has been living in Thailand for 6 years. As a teacher at an international school, he tells his students about fundraiser aimed at helping disaster survivors in Eastern Africa.
You are helping someone. That is important. In this world, if you look at the world around us, people don't help each other. If each and every person help each other, the world will be a very different place to live.
These 2 volunteers have felt the love of Tzu Chi volunteers and are also willing to help other less fortunate people. They're both helping other refugees in Thailand pursue a better future. The fight against dengue fever in Kaohsiung has begun. Joining Xinxiang Borough has asked Tzu Chi volunteers to help clean up the environment and also promote environmental awareness.
Tzu Chi volunteers hit the streets to visit each and every household as it's once again dengue fever season. As it has rained continuously in the country for a few days, volunteers clear the stagnant puddles on the street side to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes. Xinxiang Borough is near the Jinshi Lake, an area where the virus is widespread. They have been combating mosquito breeding since May, and it's not over yet.
Sometimes there are 2 in a day. It'll be pretty tiring with the increasing frequency. We hope this community's Tzu Chi volunteers can help.
This borough has over 11,000 households, thus promoting prevention is not easy. Thankfully, the Tzu Chi volunteers of the area has joined the task force.
By joining, I'm learning things. I've joined the Xinshang Borough volunteers today.
Cleaning up the neighborhood and learning about mosquitoes prevention, the local community volunteers also praised the collaboration with Tzu Chi.
It's great and necessary to prevent the spread of dengue fever. Everyone is here because they want to, and Tzu Chi volunteers have worked hard. They help every time.
United in protecting the community, volunteers help prevent the spread of the virus.
It is pouring in southern Taiwan, but it does not stop Dharma Master Zheng Yan from continuing her island-wide tour. The master went to see the construction of a new liaison office. She also went to 2 recycling stations to thank recycling volunteers for their contributions.
Master Zheng Yan arrives at the Tzu Chi Xinsheng Liaison Office in Kaohsiung, and she hopes the volunteers will maximize this space for community volunteerism and recruiting new volunteers.
要安怎互伊平平安安，需要大家人分出了一双万能的手，无量的手伸出来，安尼呢，这个地球啦就会更干净。
你看树啊，拢大丛，细细角角，500几平，500几平。
There are many elderly recycling volunteers at the Siri Recycling Education Center. The master thanks them for their contributions and is also concerned about their health.
身体顾好才做会做，吼，心呢，都是定定真欢喜。不管什么款的环境，咱都是用欢喜心来接受伊，这就是菩萨心啦。
The master came to Bagua Recycling Education Center, the first recycling station in Taiwan that collects plastic bags. The volunteers are hardworking at dividing the recyclables. Then the master came to a memory retention class at Ganshan Grounds to chit-chat with the students.
啊，捌听师傅讲话无？会听有清楚无？好。
Students at the memory retention class turn leftover clothes into beautiful shopping bags. Their creativities are highly praised by people who are on a trip with the master. Everywhere they go, they see the volunteers working in communities, recycling stations, and long-term care centers. The master thanks them for their dedications.
In Taiwan, there's a family who has to take care of their young daughter who is physically challenged. The mother calls the daughter by the nickname Princess Do because she meets a lot of helpers and it costs a lot to care for her. So the volunteers have provided the family with an electric bed, lessening their financial burden.
This is for a 5-year-old girl in Xizhi. This is part of the charity mission. Come. This weighs more than 100 kilograms. If the stairs are too narrow, there will be a problem. It will be easier to transport it after disassembling it. After we go up there, it takes us only 10 minutes to assemble it. Be careful and do not jam your fingers. Now we need to sanitize and clean it. That's right, we need to wipe off the dust. It is free of charge. We don't even ask for transportation fees. We simply pass on the love. The relationship is not built on money. Besides, the equipment is not ours. We simply take discarded equipment and fix it. Then we give it to someone who needs it.
Hello. 它是要放哪一边？要放靠床边还是？直的。
对啊，就是门可以开就好了。等一下，
现在床过来了啊，你晚上睡觉舒舒服哈，小着睡，然后让妈妈晚上也可以好好的睡哦，哈。
我的是应该是6号。
If we apply for one, we'll be asked to pay for part of the fees. It would have cost us.
哦，他也知道睡新床了，开心的。
所以我就觉得说她
I feel that she's fortunate to have met people who help her. People are very nice to her. In addition, the things she uses are expensive. Therefore, I call her Princess Do.
所以我就叫她豆贵人。
你看，好开心哦！真的耶！我们自己的床了。哎呦，好舒服呢。哎，是啊，突然讲话了。
一般床的话，只能用枕头垫嘛。
We use pillows to support her on the regular bed, but the pillows are not high enough. In addition, she moves around and the pillows might fall off. Therefore, she used to throw up a lot. When she has symptoms of acid reflux, the food might be coughed into the lungs.
刚看师兄他们那个床搬起来了。
When I saw the Tzu Chi brothers move the bed, I had mixed feelings. So many people can help move the bed.
这么多人来，当然为了一个床。
他打电话来就
She called me and started crying. After she cried for more than 10 minutes, I asked her if I should go to her house. She said no. Then, after I listened to her, I felt that she is coping with a lot of mental stress and pressure.
根本连鼻涕都抽不出来。 很多经验也是慢慢学来的。
I gradually built up the experiences. She has taught me about them. If she did not have these conditions, I would not have learned this. She is really my teacher. She is her mother's teacher, giving me assignments.
照顾、陪伴、医疗陪伴，做就是艺术陪伴。
Accompanying and caring for the patient. This is companionship with art. In fact, this is a good way. Pastel art does not require one to draw perfectly. You can follow your thoughts and
所以你
feelings.
可以随着你的心境。
哇，光芒四射。
When Tzu Chi gives scholarship to underprivileged students, they also inspire the scholarship recipients to do good deeds. Yiwu Tzu Chi volunteers in Zhejiang province held a scholarship distribution ceremony at a recycling station. Meanwhile, Nanjing Tzu Chi volunteers in Fujian province brought the scholarships to children in the mountains.
Wang Yongquan is operating this tea leaves machine because this is his summer work. His father suffers from esophageal cancer and also gallstones, so he cannot work. Therefore, Wang Yongquan works during his summer vacation to share the family's financial difficulties.
Tzu Chi is very good because it gives me help when my family is in a difficult time, so I can finish my studies.
Wang began receiving Tzu Chi's tuition assistance since grade 10. The volunteers company in the past 3 years has also improved his spiritual growth.
When I begin my career, I want to help people like Tzu Chi volunteers.
Yu Linghui's parents have been taking medications for a long time to control their pain. Studying diligently, Yu is able to save money because she wants to help people. In Yiwu, Zhejiang, Tzu Chi volunteers invited 156 students and their parents for a gathering to let them feel family love.
读中专，然后到大专的时候。
From secondary technical school to college, my family was in a difficult time. Then after my father passed away, Tzu Chi volunteers never stopped giving us scholarships and also regular visits, so I'm very grateful to Tzu Chi.
是对我们好，所以我真的是很感恩慈济。
The students receive blessings and scholarships from the volunteers. One day, this love will be passed forward from these students.
As the summer vacation is here, Tzu Chi offices in various parts of Taiwan are holding camps for the children of care recipients. The first class of this year took place at Shuanghe Liaison Office in New Taipei City.
What can we do with $1 NT? These children line up and drop $1 NT in the coin bank. When they are put
The coin bank carries the compassion and the strength so it can gather small amounts of money, and right now the money has helped 99 countries.
Tzu Chi Foundation hosts camps for the children of its care recipients during the summer vacation. Many DIY courses are held to teach these children how to extend the usefulness of goods.
I use cut and paste to make this robot. The materials I use are a large paper box and a few small paper boxes. I can put the pens here, the erasers and other things here. I can put money here too.
I can put screws here and little things over there. I can also put pens and other things here too.
The basic of learning to extend the usefulness of goods is to know what to throw away. The home organizer teaches children how to organize personal items.
Home organizing is not a purpose but a procedure. It means that I organize my home so I can do exercise more easily. The job of home organizer is to help you organize your home more easily and quickly.
In addition to lectures in class, there are also hands-on experiments where the children learn to sort recyclables so they can also do it at home.
The tide of refugees since the Second World War was a catastrophe for many Syrians. On the one hand, they wanted to continue their life in a foreign land, and on the other hand, they had to face the medical problems caused by the war. At present, the United Nations does not provide subsidies for medical treatment. Therefore, most refugees have to seek assistance from charities.
ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم.
Surgeons who have fled to Jordan from Syria have to perform one surgery after another every day.
Oh, the wound is big.
Yes. At the beginning we have done an incision here. But when we have seen that there is a large problem, so we have opened all the abdomen by these incisions.
Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah.
Syrian refugees suffering from cancer can only ask God to console them as their wailing is unbearable. In another ward in the hospital, 3-year-old Kwasai is about to undergo an important operation.
This baby complains, snoring, difficult breath. Today we will do operation, tonsillectomy. All operation cost 185 GD, all. Because this refugee is Syrian, we will give him very low cost.
Jordanian ENT doctors are good at tonsillectomy. It takes only half an hour to relieve the child's breathing difficulties.
How big is the normal size? Very small. Very small. Like a rice.
This private hospital in Amman, Jordan, can handle 750 to 1,000 Syrian patients a year. UNHCR will send patients to the hospital and also provide hospital subsidies. It's also partnered with Tzu Chi. On average, 10 to 15 Syrian refugees have operations here each day, with most of them referred by Tzu Chi. According to clinical observations, in the first 2 years after the outbreak of the Syrian civil war, bombs or chemical weapons attacks caused more injuries, but later many cases involved leukemia, cancer, hernia, and cleft palate. Even rare diseases occurred, such as imperforate anus and ambiguous genitalia.
I used to ask this question about why so many illnesses. Was it related to chemical weapons, or was nutrition too bad or poor mothering? Then I got a message 2 days ago that it was due to intermarriage amongst close family members.
Actually, I see a lot of cases needed help. There is nobody helping them. When Mr. Chen came and he offered the treatment for them, I was surprised because he is taking care about them. So I gave him all the help.
At that time, many medical teams were here. Now that the attention has faded, beginning in 2016, the United Nations announced that the Syrian refugee medical treatment outside the refugee camp has completely stopped.
In Jordan, our biggest donor is the United States. And also our top donors include Australia, Germany and the EU. But we're only 18% funded for 2019, which is significantly lower than it was last year. So we are trying to work with the international community to motivate them and encourage them to still support refugees here in Jordan.
Charity organizations have also decreased. So why are we starting to care for children's surgery since 2016?
Since 2014, Tzu Chi has held a free clinic in Jordan, each of which treats hundreds of people, each time seeing a huge demand for surgery.
At each of the 3 clinics, they saw small children who had cleft lips and felt that at such an age, they would experience such pain. After they saw Tzu Chi people, the look is just like they found a savior.
It's now dangerous if we don't do the operations, especially the children. Children can't wait because they are weak.
In view of the health needs of Syrian refugee children, Tzu Chi has strengthened surgical services for refugee children since 2016. What is the medical gap for Syrian refugees? UNHCR has a grant called Multifunctional Cash Allowance that is dependent upon the refugee's family size. For example, each is allocated a subsidy of $112 to $155 per month. That is, one person can get about $112 and a family of 7 can receive $155. However, if there's no subsidy, a surgery costs at least $1,500, which for refugees who lack cash means that they can't afford it. The Syrian refugee who was injured by a bomb on his right leg underwent 7 operations that were unsuccessful. It wasn't until Tzu Chi undertook 6 operations for him that he was saved from the fate of being disabled.
There was a French charity organization to help us before, but it ended. If there was no Tzu Chi, there is no way to have any assistance.
Ahmed once sold his subsidy from the United Nations to treat his feet. This is already the daily routine of Syrian refugees without money to see a doctor.
If you're sick, go to the pharmacy to buy medicine. If you don't have money, you'll be very tired at home.
They say they don't have much money. It's not allowed to give discount on drugs by Ministry of Health, but we try to help them.
So far, Tzu Chi has assisted in the completion of 1,175 operations in Jordan, 97% of whom are Syrian refugee children.
Thanks for you and for Mr. Chen.
I want to thank Tzu Chi organization and the master.
Tzu Chi Foundation help us, more people. Thank you, very thank.
Praying that Syrian refugees in exile can regain their health in a foreign land and no longer suffer is some of the care and compassion that Tzu Chi is providing.
Hualien Tzu Chi Medical Center and Tzu Chi University have joined hands to hold a medical camp for children. At the camp, the participants learn about a medical profession in a fun way. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.